Hi everyone, this is Selvi. Today's topic is mid sprint report during sprint execution. What is this mid sprint report? Let's try to break this question at different levels. One is what is mid sprint report? What is the purpose of this report? And why this report is very important and what is the advantage of this report? Let's understand all these factors in this episode. Already we have seen sprint planning is one of the scrum event that happens on the very first day of the sprint. In that, as a team, we commit on the sprint goal, and to achieve the sprint goal, what are the associated work items that we need to target that we have added in the sprint backlog. And at the end of the sprint planning, Scrum Master usually shares a report called Sprint Planning Report to the stakeholders. What is this report generally has? What is the sprint goal that we are going to achieve? What are the work items that we have planned in the sprint? And how many story points team has committed? And what are the events that are going to happen during the sprint cycle? That is, it can be a backlog refinement. When is the sprint review? When, how many hours we are planning for this backlog refinement? All these things would have been captured in the sprint planning report. Now, so the very first day, stakeholders will get the understanding, or with the report, they would have already received the information. Okay, at the sprint review, I can expect the working product of so and so items, and this is the sprint goal the team is targeting. They would have fairly got this understanding. Let's take the sprint length is of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. What happens? Team will be keep on working on their sprint and on the planned work items. But sometimes there are chances, some hiccups, some blockers would have arisen, and we may not be able to go with the pace that we have targeted. So, what happens here is how are we going to convey this information to the stakeholders? Are we going to give a shock at the end of the sprint saying that no, we are unable to complete these many items because of so and so reason? Will that be a good suggestion? No, definitely not. Communication is a key. Communication plays a major role. So for that communication, we are going to use something called as mid-sprint report. This is a very simple report. We are not going to add so many items, but at the same time, stakeholders are going to understand where are we, how are we in the execution. Where are we and how are we in the execution of the sprint means what are the details that we are going to share? Very simple details. What are the work items that we have planned and what is the current status? And if it is blocked, why it is blocked? If it is in progress, how much we have covered? That's all the information. Let me quickly explain how the template should look like. Add the work item ID as the first column. Second column, add the work item description or the title. Next one is simple color indicators. What are the color indicators? Use 4 colors. One is not started. Still we have not started that work item. Second one is in progress. Third one is completed. And fourth one is blocked. Use 4 colors and just give the color representation in the third column. What is the fourth column? Fourth column is all about comments. Let's say, for example, not started. Why we have not started? Is there something that is pending? That's why we are waiting for to start. Or as per the plan, we are unable to start, we are lagging. What is the reason behind this not started state? Next one is in progress. Where are we with in progress means? Have we started just now? Or are we in a good shape? Or are we confident that we will be able to close? Next one is completed, which means done. Product owner has accepted the work item. Next one is blocked. Because of some reason, because of some hiccup, we are blocked for this work item. What is the reason of that blocker? Just share this information. You can put it in an Excel spreadsheet file, or you can put it in a simple one slide, and you can share it to the stakeholders, either as a spreadsheet file or as a slide deck. What is the benefit of this? The benefit is very simple. This gives the confidence, this gives the information to any stakeholders. Okay, fine. As per the plan, we are moving. No, there are lot many blockers, so I cannot expect these work items on my sprint review. Okay, good, these things are done. Fine. Oh, these things are not started, then there is a risk that they may not be even ready for the sprint review. This should be shared during the mid of the sprint. Why mid of the sprint? That is another question. One best practice is always, even if some changes are coming during the sprint execution, the first thing is we should not make any changes in the sprint backlog. Okay, we should not make any changes in the sprint backlog after starting the sprint. But sometimes what happens, as part of Agile, we should accept and welcome certain changes during the sprint execution. But there is a time period for that. Why there is a time period for that? If some changes are coming on the very first day or second day of the sprint, there are chances I have not even yet started that work. So it is not going to create any kind of issues. But if in case the second week of the sprint, we are making some changes in the sprint backlog, chances are there already I would have started working, or I would have planned certain things. It is going to deviate my work. So even though we are open for changes, we are adapting the changes, we are welcoming the changes, but during sprint execution, we should not allow sprint backlog to undergo a change. But if in cases changes are must and mandatory, yes, okay, we should accept it, but not during the second week of the sprint or in general after the mid of the sprint. So when we are sharing this mid-sprint report, there is also an additional advantage. If there is any change that has been added, there is an option for us to highlight. What are those changes? We will see in detail what is scope and scope change, but I am going to talk about, let's say for example, work item 1, 2, 3, we have planned in the sprint backlog. But now product owner is saying after the sprint started, no, please do not work on 1, 2, 3 because that requirement is no more valid. Please do not work on that. Instead, I want work item ID 5, 6, 7 should be taken care. Now, this is a change. So this should be added. So now in the report, we can very well say that this item has been removed and this item has been added. We can specifically add that so that in the mid-sprint report, it will be clearly, explicitly mentioned that this is the situation of addition and removal of work items based on the changes that happened in the high-level requirement. So two advantages basically with this report. One is we are telling to the stakeholders where are we exactly during the mid of the sprint. That gives them confidence. Okay, team is on track. Okay, these are the things team is facing some challenges. Can I help now? Or the third point is, okay, these things are blocked, so I cannot expect these things coming as part of working product at the end of the sprint. I cannot see this in sprint review. So this clarity we will be getting with this report. And the second advantage is When something is completely added or something completely removed because of the requirement changes, that also will get highlighted. Of course, scope change is a separate topic. I'll cover that separately. But during the mid of the sprint, if something we need to specifically call out saying that this has been removed for so and so reason and this has been added for so and so reason, there is an opportunity to add it in this report. So this report should be shared to the stakeholders so that they will be knowing where are we as a team in the sprint execution. Hopefully this episode would have explained the details about the mid sprint report. Thanks everyone for listening. Happy learning and stay tuned.